Hey, what's up? Vlog number, I think, 31 or something. Hope all is well out there. It's been a little while since I've done a vlog, a personal vlog. Hope you've been enjoying those disc golf little music videos or whatever. Last 3 weeks I've went out and while doing my weekly Sunday morning disc golf meetup with buddies of mine. I brought along my little RCA handheld Small Wonder camera, and granted, the quality's not as good as it could be if I had something more expensive, but it allows us to watch how we throw and pick up and analyze how we throw and whatnot. So I hope you've been enjoying it. I've been really having fun putting them together to a bunch of music that I enjoy. Vital MC is somebody, Noel's a guy who I know locally in Long Beach through Mash Down Babylon Records, which is Matt Embry from our Expanded's record label. Secret Society was another group with him and Melee Sage. So I threw on some music on the first one, which was at Silmar, and then the second one I did with some Thievery Corporation, and then ISIS for yesterday's one from Oak Grove. Yeah, just in case you checked out that video from Oak Grove, that is straight up, that is a crazy place to play now, because for some reason there are just ticks all over the fucking place. And that was tick blood on Jeff's disc. Tim, guy who was in one of the guys that was in the El Dorado video, has a disc that has tick blood on it, and it's pretty crazy. So lost a disc yesterday. Actually lost two discs. One must have fell out of my bag or whatever. So anyways, hope you've been enjoying that. Also hope you enjoyed the Occupy LA video. Personally, I went down to Occupy Long Beach on Saturday evening for their General Assembly meeting. Introduced myself, kind of got a feel for the group, and for one thing, I don't understand. I mean, I understand they want to be close to downtown. They want to be right next to the financial district and City Hall, but there's just so many homeless that were basically around that area. I mean, the group probably had about 30 people who were there specifically for the occupation, but there was just a lot of homeless kind of walking around and kind of being in the mix. It's props to them. I think, every city needs to have one. It seemed a little unorganized. I mean, I walked up to the welcome tent, and there was a protest happening yesterday down on Belmont Shore, and said online started at 2 o'clock, and I kind of wanted to find out where they were meeting, and they said, well, we're meeting here. And I'm like, okay, what time are you planning on leaving to march down to 2nd Street? And there was really no answer, and it was like, well, sometimes they start late, like an hour late, so it really kind of put me off. I'm like, I might as well go up to LA, and I met up with an old friend from Facebook who showed up a little after the meeting started, Robert, who I actually, I lost contact with him after I got off of Facebook, so it's cool. I ended up talking to him, got his business card, and I'm gonna, hit him up so when we can both head up to LA with signs in hand. And I did make a sign, corporate power plus government power equals fascism, which corporatism, the intertwining of corporate and state powers, as defined by Benito Mussolini, the leader in fascist Italy in the I believe the 30s, said that fascism should be essentially called corporatism, and is the merging of state and corporate powers. So I've got my sign. I was ready to go down to Long Beach, to downtown here, to protest, but nobody was standing out with their signs. Everybody, it was just very kind of, people just kind of standing around doing nothing, no real motivation, and that's unfortunate. But LA seems to be the place to be, so that's where I'll be heading back to. I haven't really touched on politics in a while. Obama says that he's drawing out all the troops in Iraq. Then, the day after he announced that, Hillary Clinton came out and basically said, well, we're going to have at least, I want to say 1,700, but it might be more than that. Actually, I heard Ron Paul on Meet the Press the other day talk about how they kind of said, oh, well, all the troops are getting out, and then they said 1,700. I don't know if he misspoke. I think it's 17. He said 17,000. I think it's 1,700. But there are going to be at least a couple thousand troops left behind. So it's not necessarily like we're erasing our footprint, totally. There will be some U.S. troops in Iraq pretty much forever, and that's just the way that is. So to believe that we're fully out is ludicrous. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm not holding my breath. It is right around the corner of an election. And Obama's doing this, and saying this possibly to mend some broken promises, some broken, torn seams, so to speak. So we'll see what's up with that. But the Occupy Wall Street movement continues. I fully support it. I went down to LA and reported on it for Verbicide magazine, or the online publication, and I witnessed a lot of people down there who were not anarchists, who were not communists or socialists. There might have been maybe about 10% of the crowd, 10 to 15% of the crowd might be saying, end capitalism. But majority of them are just people who see that government and corporations are intertwined and we need to separate them. And basically it's the crony capitalism and corporatism that has led this country down the road of basically tyranny, in which our government doesn't represent us anymore. So it's not really kind of as the Fox News people want to play it off as a bunch of anarchists. There is a small anarchist, communist, socialist contingency who are present. The majority of them are just angry Americans who want their government back. And there's no reason why the Tea Party and the Occupy Wall Street movement can't join forces. I mean, obviously the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of things in common with the two groups than there are differences. But the media continues to play the one versus the other. The left keep propping up the Occupy Wall Street movement and people like Michael Moore and Naomi Klein to say that it's capitalism that's the problem when it's really corporatism. And then you have people on the right at Fox News saying that basically it's a bunch of dirty, smelly hippies who want to abolish capitalism and instill anarchy. That's not necessarily the truth either. So you've got people just fighting on both sides and kind of divide and conquer when essentially everyone can join up and everybody can join together. That's holding us back. So it is what it is. Let's see. But I support the Occupy Wall Street movement. I've been to LA's occupation once a couple weeks ago, and that's when I recorded that video that I posted on here with Shane and whatever that kid's name was. A lot of and the Fed too. He was speaking out. I forgot his name. Godwin. His last name is so Godwin. I forget his first name. He's a kid in the video at the end, the Fed thing, talking about Wachovia and how eliminating the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is definitely needs to get a lot of attention because they are the ones who printed the money, the bankers who basically issue the debt and print the money out of thin air and to bail out the other banks and to artificially manipulate the economy and the monetary system and the monetary situation in the United States. So, but I've been to LA and I've been to Long Beach. Now, LA seems to be where to go, and that's it. So we go into 2 months here. Let's see if they can keep it up, especially in New York when it gets really cold. We'll see what happens. Got a couple books to review. I just finished V for Vendetta, the entire, the absolute V for Vendetta. It's over on my coffee table. Bought it for Natalie for Christmas a couple years ago, but it's an awesome. I mean, it's a whole comic book. It's a graphic novel, so it's really cool. If you've never checked it out before, a little bit different than the movie, a little darker than the movie, and some added plot twists that appear differently in the movie. So. Got a book. Just got these in the mail today. Los Angeles Stories by Ry Cooder, the folk singer, songwriter who did the soundtrack to the Buena Vista Social Club. It's about growing up in Los Angeles. It's a bunch of short stories. He did the album Chavez Ravine about the people who got kicked out in Chavez Ravine, the concept album. It's a very cool album talking about how the Dodgers, they tore down the shanty town, which was a Chicano neighborhood where Dodger Stadium is now located, and where Chavez Ridge is. This is a whole other thing, but yeah, Chavez Ridge disc golf course. So I'm going to be reviewing that, and I'm also going to be reviewing More Notes of a Dirty Old Man, the Uncollected Columns, Charles Bukowski. Always wanted to read Bukowski, and it's a bunch of long, old columns that he wrote and stories that he wrote. So I've got those two books to review. So otherwise, life continues to roll on. November 20th, Legacy Discs was having their first ever ace run at Chavez Ridge Disc Golf Course. $25 fee, unlimited entry. So basically, if you are interested, go to legacydiscs.com. More information's there under their Facebook page, but it's $25. You get 2 discs, you get a t-shirt, you get lunch, and you have a chance if you hit an ace, which an ace run, basically, they move the tees closer, they move the baskets closer, and it's basically aiming for that ace. So if you hit it, you can win like a bunch of Legacy disc gear, so that seems pretty cool. Anyways, that's it. Until next time, adios, take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye.